Also, I apologize for any cutouts that happen on this stream. What I'm gonna try to do is talk in like a weird, slow way where I can focus a bit more on not saying while also not cutting out on the stream, because I noticed on the last one, because I would talk so fast, what would happen was that it would cut out and I wouldn't have time to regain steam over the stream. And so because of that, I ended up losing a lot of my words. I assume that if I talk a bit slower, in a bit more of an experimental fashion, maybe that won't happen. I tend to view each pause or like each slower part in how I speak as a comma. If there's a comma there, that's when you stop speaking. Of course, now I'm just like giving every single intonation to everything that I speak in a much more slow fashion. I'm emphasizing it too much. Blah, whatever. This is the real struggle of an Outlaw 3. This is what I go through on a daily basis trying to record anything, is trying to figure out what way do I speak in this video, because it's all a performance. All of YouTube that I do, all of it is just a show. All of it is based around my real life, yes, it is genuine, but at the end of the day, it is me presenting a heightened reality that I am crafting to present as a show. Digi has talked about this in his meta hole, where he's basically said that the reason he wants to start using more trippy visuals is exactly because of this. And I completely agree with that whole assertion, because if I were just to make YouTube exactly like my real life, it would be kind of boring, you know, it would be kind of dumb. So what I do is I craft the way I talk. I specifically try to be entertaining when I go on video, because it's entertainment, it's a video, you know? And a lot of that leads to the technical side that most people don't really see. And to be honest, talking itself is a very hard thing to do. It's very hard to get good at talking and to get to a level where you feel that you're comfortable just listening to yourself, where you feel that you're comfortable just talking at all. And it takes quite a long time. It takes quite a long time of you practicing and practicing and practicing. According to my playlist, I've done around 777 videos. That's a lot of YouTube videos. That's a lot of time that I've spent on this, when many of them are over 2 hours long. And of course, there's a couple of them where it's just kind of dumb, you know, oh, let's go into a call and then just record it. But there are a lot of those where I did put genuine effort into just being entertaining and making a show that people could watch. And that's hours, that's days and days of my life, that's weeks of my life, months that I've spent in terms of recording time. If you just look at, you know, recording time and then add them all up, that's a lot of hours there. And I would consider myself to be someone even now who's not the best at talking. I recently watched my video, Outlaw X Linux ? And the live stream, What Does This Shit Look Like? Where I made those two videos responding to me adding Linux on my computer, and they were basically like life update videos. But I think the way that I express them in terms of just a simple action, making that thing into like a new idea, was really cool. Especially in the first one, the like 3-minute, I crafted it into this whole idea about me like using my will to overcome this mental block that I have about wanting everything to be archived. And the way I did that was by literally erasing all of the stuff on my computer. And I just really like the way I described that. And I just liked the actions that were happening because it was a new character arc. It was a new arc in the lore, and because of that, it had a bit of poignance to it. There were very little stutters, there were very little times of me messing up, and I worded things pretty well in that video. It's a lot of videos I can't say that to be the case. There's a lot of videos where I made a pretty good video, then immediately after made a bad one. Because speaking is never constant. Speaking is something that you have to learn to be consistent at, and that you have to learn how to be good at in the first place. And it takes a long time. It's not easy. It is not an easy thing to do, because there are so many elements that go into it, in wording, in what you talk about, in how you say it. Like, the intonations and the cadence of your voice matter so much to saying a thing correctly, to saying a thing that makes impact on the audience. Can't say it too fast in some cases, can't say it too slow in some cases. And this is a very, very hard thing to do. A lot of it comes naturally, a lot of it is just like a natural part of your life that comes about. But for me, I think very heavily about it, because I think very heavily about a lot of things that I do in terms of YouTube, because I'm a very self-critical person. And so what this comes down to is you constantly refining and constantly changing and upgrading your skill set through self-realization and through self-criticism. In my case, I think a lot of people just end up improving naturally over doing it so many times, but I'm the type of gal who has to sit there and say, don't say, I need to put that through my head. Every single video I do, I need to remind myself of that, because it gets on my nerves so much. And when it becomes a habit, it's a bad thing. I've already been saying like a lot of times through this. It's been bad, I think it's, see, there, I just didn't, where those come from is through your brain basically trying to think through what you're saying. Most filler words are like this. It gives you time to think, but it verbalizes it. And what your speech should constantly be is nothing but thought out words. All of it. All of it should be that way, because it makes you seem more serious, makes more of an impact on the audience. It makes you seem like a more respectable figure. This is what all speechers do. They don't say, all speakers. I said speechers, Jesus Christ. That's what they do. They don't get those things in their speech, because it would make it less impactful. It would make them seem unprofessional. And so, what I've been trying to do is eradicate the parts of me, eradicate the parts of my voice, eradicate the parts of myself that do those things, in order to make my content flow, in order to make it just be seamless. And that takes time. It takes time to do something like that. It takes time of thinking and laboring over what you're doing to the point of insanity. But hey, baby, I'm willing to get to that point. I'm willing to go that far. You know what the worst thing is that I don't have working headphones right now, because the way my computer is set up, it's catty-cornered between the couch and between the thing that holds up the monitor. The headphones themselves have a fairly short cord, so the computer ends up being on the floor, and then the headphone cord gets pulled on because I'm up on the couch, sitting there, using the headphones. When I move the headphones, it pulls on the cord, that which in turn pulls on the jack. When it pulls on the jack breaks. When that happens, we get a slow degradation of the headphones. And so what this ultimately does is break them. And this has been a problem, because I only have one pair. None other pair, other than this one. Or no other pair. These are little speech problems that I have, is that I'll say the wrong word. Like, I'll say a word that sounds similar to the other, and then just Not realize it, but yeah, I have those headphones, and then like they're kind of gross headphones because they're earbuds and I hate them and they always fall out. One of the like plastic earbud pieces on it broke off. They were kind of on their last legs, but now the cord's finally broke and I'm left with no headphones. So what I end up doing is, to test my footage, because I don't have anything I can plug up to my computer, what I will do is I will go to my tablet and watch the video from there. Because that has working speakers, obviously. But now my tablet's lost. I looked all over the house, have no idea where it is. I just put it down, now it's gone. So I have nothing to test it on. What I have to do is go to my library on the YouTube app of the Xbox and watch my own videos from there in order to do a test run, so I can just listen back to what I said. I don't have any other way of going through it. It's a very esoteric process. It requires me to turn on all of these other appliances just because my tablet's lost. I have no idea where it is. So many things I do on my tablet that I can't do over here, like Discord, because I don't have a speaker to listen to. So until that thing's found, no Discord calls. None of that. Maybe that's actually a good thing now that I think about it, because no Discord calls equals me doing more elsewhere. But there's also no books. No, when people are home and I can't use the TV, and I also can't watch YouTube because people are home and I have to talk through a speaker. If there's a speaker, they'll hear what I'm watching. I don't want to deal with that because that's awkward. What I have left is reading a book. All my books are on my tablet, on my Kindle. The Kindle's not there. What am I gonna do? No? It's like this. Maybe I'll read through my fucking Spanish-English dictionary. Maybe I'll finally finish Ivan the Terrible. Maybe I'll read Ivan the Terrible 5 times. Who knows? Maybe I'll write. I'll probably just write. I prefer writing scripts on the tablet. It's another thing. I like the Google keyboard that's on my Kindle. I put a Google keyboard on there, by the way, because I turned it into an Android. But I like typing on there, opposed to typing on my computer, opposed to using Word documents on here. And now, it's just gone. I have no idea where the damn thing is. I searched my entire house. I have no idea where it is. So I don't know what to do about that. And it's pretty gay. I'm not a big fan, not gonna lie. Let's check my comments. What's going on in my comments right now? Is there anybody who's commented anything new? No, there is not. No new comments. I'm probably not even going to release this. This is probably just like a weird test. It's a weird speech test. It's for me to get things off my chest. I have higher standards now. I have a higher standard of quality that I go by, where I don't want to release content that I would not personally listen to. And so because of that, I end up deleting a heavy amount of my own stuff just to keep that from happening, you know. Because so much of it that I actually record is bad. So much of it isn't up to standards, up to quality. We need standards. Nietzsche, Ayn Rand, Freud. These jokes are funny, guys. I'm referencing Mr. Cynical. Ho, ho, ho. My 5 people who listen to these things will get it because they're all my friends. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, jokes, memes.